Chizuk from the Parsha, Erev Shabbos Kodesh, Parsha Shmiini. One of the most popular papers in America, we all know, is the New York Times. Those days when they still used to write news. January 1st, 2000, they gave it a special edition, and they gave it out in 3 sections. One was the news from the day. One was the major story that happened the last 100 years. And one section, another part, was what's going to happen, predictions, what's going to happen in the next 100 years. And fascinating enough, one of the most interesting predictions that they wrote is that the Zman of Adlukas Neiras Shabbos, the Lechtzingen, will be in 100 years from now. In the first week of January, 2100 will be in this and this and this time. And people ask this reporter, how do you know that people are still going to light candles? And I said, listen, I made a lot of research about Klal Yisrael. And Klal Yisrael was always full with faith and full with a minute. They will never move from it. They believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they believe in the Torah. And what was 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, will be in 100 years from now until Mashiach comes. Fascinating thing, everybody loves to have emunah, and everybody loves to sometimes to see clearly, solid proof about the Torah Shebeksav and Torah Shebal Peh. In this week's Parsha we have it. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe Rabbeinu to write the kosher animals and the kosher fish. And the Torah specifically says 2 simunim that a kosher echah is supposed to have. Shosas, Mafres Pasa, and Male Gairo. And then the Torah writes 4 animals. They only have one of this simunim, right? Why does the Torah write just 4 animals? Why didn't the Torah write just animals that have only one siman should not eat? The answer to that is because there is only these 4 animals. There's no more. They researched it and they tried to find, and they turned over the world. There's 0, nothing. Only these 4: Shufan, Arneves, Gumel, and Chazir. You know why? But the Torah is showing us 3,300 years ago, when there were no technology, there were no research, there was nothing, there was pure HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew that I created the world, and I tell Moshe Rabbeinu there's only these 4 and nothing more. And this is one of the biggest proofs of Torah Shebeksav. And the same thing is with Torah Shebal Peh. Chazal tell us of snapir v'kaskeses, of the kosher signs and a fish. Kol sheyesh lo kaskeses, yesh lo snapir. All these fish that have these feathers, I don't know how to call it exactly, also has the thing that they swim, the snapir. How did Chazal know? Thousands and thousands and thousands of feet deep in the ocean. They always find new fish. They always find new animals. How did Chazal know then? The 0 fish that have kaskeses and they don't have snapir. You know why? Because Torah Shebeksav and Torah Shebal Peh is Ntzchi, and it's 100% undisputable truth. Thousands of years later, we see it. Thousands of years later, we know that there will be women that would light a candle every single Shabbos, just because Chazal and HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us. And this is the biggest chizuk that we know. Moshe Emes, V'Soirus Emes, Agitn Shabbos.